Hey everybody, it's Sting 1981. I got another video today. So I made one of the last video I did. I did one with the Carhartt hoodie, and you can go visit that on my channel if you want to go see that one. It was on the giveaway during September. It was about mid-September, and it was of the Carhartt hoodie that I got, and it was of the RTR giveaway from Freedom Factory, Cleveland McFarland. So if you want to go see that, you can check that out if you like. So on this one today, I got something. It'll be in the description. So if you're already looking at this after I've posted what it is, then it'll be no surprise. But this is coming in right now. Something I've been waiting on. It's nothing super special here. It's already been reviewed by many people. Let's see how I can open this up. So this is going to be a sealed unit. Trying to see how they sent this. It said what? Okay. I haven't quite like this before. All right. Okay. So if you guys didn't check out the description or the title, I got this. This has been out for about a year, maybe a year and a half. So if you didn't catch what that is, that's a mini-wear, and it's the Es15s, and it's sealed. And this comes out of Houston, Texas. This is an eBay purchase. I don't remember I think it's EFUS. So F us. So just to get catchy, it's a catchy handle. So F us. So it comes out of Guangzhou. So this is going to be a China product. Kind of knowing what this is, I'll hold it up one more time so you guys can see it. And it's a mini wear, and it's the ES15s. Hold this up one more time so you guys can get a little look at the box and everything it's got. Pause that if you want. Make sure I get it all in there for you. There you go. And there you go. So, designed by E-Design. So, hope you got that. E-Design. Same thing on both panels, front and back. So yeah, this is a sealed unit again. And I'm planning on probably finding something to put this in, probably like a case or something, like a metal case or something. But so you lift it off. It's like a cell phone box with a pad in it. It's padded. You're gonna get all the information. You're gonna get a info card. Thank you for purchasing. All that kind of stuff. So you're gonna get a booklet. The tool itself, which looks pretty nice. I'll check that out in just a minute. And bits that are almost identical to the Hoto and the Fantic and every other power driver or pen driver. I call them pen drivers that you can probably find on the internet. So all very similar bits. I heard it runs every bit similar to what it has, so you don't have to use their exact bits. You can use whatever bits you like. And then here's the driver. It looks like an oversized ball, like wouldn't call it a ballpoint pen, but it would be like you know those old school pencils from back in the day, like the doctor grip pencils. That's about the size of this. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Does it have any juice in it? Looks like I'm gonna have to charge this maybe. May not came charged, I don't know. It looks like it doesn't come charged, so I'm pushing the set button and nothing. And I'm pushing the other button in. And nothing. So I'm gonna have to charge this. But if you want to see an in-depth review, there's way other more people that are doing this very same review of this tool. I kind of know going into it what this is going to kind of be here. It's a pretty nice tool. Like I said, this was a sealed unit. I just got it open. First chance I had of looking at it. I don't have a whole lot I can really say about it until I check it all out. And let's unload. I got a little collar here. Let's see. Got a collar here I can unscrew. Probably don't recommend doing this if you don't have an idea what's going on with it. Maybe, I don't know. I know there's a ribbon cable in it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tighten it back up. I know there's a ribbon cable in this, and it controls the OLED. It's a 32 by 128, if I remember right, OLED screen. So there's a collar I was loosening right here. This little ring, I loosened it. But I remember there's a lot of people talking about this driver. If you take it apart, there's a little like it's like a ribbon cable that goes underneath the underside of this screen, and it goes out to the other side of the pen driver. And if you are not careful in putting that back, and you don't get the little, it's like a little snap connector for that ribbon cable. If you don't put that back just correctly, you will permanently damage that screen. So it's a very fine, delicate tool, but it has a lot of weight to it, like a lot of people have made comments on, and it states I am probably going to be more than ecstatic about it. I'm going to have to charge this before I can even. I didn't know doing the review, just an idea what this is going to be, that I'd have to charge. I figured it would be packed with a little bit of a charge in it, but there is like none. So that tells me that it's going to have a very small battery cell that has probably a barrel battery in it. It's not going to be a panel battery. I don't really know how much else I can really comment on about it. But yeah, there's the driver. I'll just show you one more. There's the driver. I put it back in the little foam, the blow molded little foam case. It's like a blow molded liner. It's not blow molded. It's like it's a form fitted foam, and you have these little foam section of bits, and they're of course all labeled. They're labels facing outward so you can see them all. And like I said, this is actually something that's not been used. This is a non-used factory sealed in the box. Pretty clean. Kind of has like a lightsaber. I kind of have it. I like what drew me to this for a lot of things. One is the features it packs. It has a way of torquing your bits to where it has like a not a slip, but it has that. I don't know. Let me flip it around so you guys can just see one more time. So much that. So here's this. Yeah, if you've seen off to the side, that's my Cletus hoodie. I got that the last video. I'm just kind of doing this all in the same day here. Like I said, other video if you ever want to look at that. It's on the last video. So yeah, this is not much to talk about now because I didn't know this is going to come with no battery charged in it. It's kind of good it doesn't, probably, because they don't realize how far this is coming as to what you're getting, or they weren't sure, so they didn't want to like put this in there packed with a charge, and it has to come over and everything, and then have an issue when you get it. So to be on the safe side, they just decided to pack it with no charge, and I kind of get it now. So that was the tool. I'm gonna flip a bit. The tool itself, I bought it. I bought it because it has a lot of features that I was looking for. Um, so I, oh, hold on. It's being temperamental here. Okay. So when I originally got it, I already have a Hoto set. If you don't know what a Hoto, it's a Hoto workstation, and it's very similar to a Fantic, or it's similar to a Fantic or a any other drivers you can really base it next to. Um, it's very, very similar. It's out there, and this driver is no exception. But what makes it really nice is it has an easy to read screen. Some of them I know are starting to see that they're coming with more of the same similar screen designs, same similar screen layouts. It requires I think a firmware every once in a while, but it's gyroscopic. So if you don't know what that is, I currently have DeWalt's, and DeWalt hand tools. They have a gyroscopic drill driver, and when you twist your wrist and you turn it in either direction, it automatically senses your movement, and it will go in that direction depending on how much movement you make. So if this is my hand and I'm twisting it this much, it's going to go in that direction. So it's going to go whatever direction you twist it in. It's going to be the direction it's going to rotate. And however much you put twist to that, it's going to now activate that and go more or more. The more you twist down on it, the more you twist it in your hand, the faster it's going to increase that direction. The more you let off, or the more, the easier you let off, the more reduced in power it goes. And then if you go too much reduced, it's going to have a happy median, or a midpoint, where it's going to slow down, and then it's going to stop. Then you'll carry on the other side if you go the other side with it. Like I said, unfortunately, this doesn't have any power in it, so I didn't have any way of knowing it was going to be shipped with no battery and charged from the start. I know, like I said, there's a firmware I can put through that if I want to change anything, or if I want to go through any settings. I'd probably just use it the way it is, but I know some of the features that are on it are like a torque clutch, like a drill does, where it will give so many impulses when you go to tighten something, to where it will slow down a little bit. If you have that on there, it will slow down as you get closer enough to the tightening point to where you won't strip ahead. Or I call tearing the heads of the screw. You'll tear it. Well, it will prevent that, and then it will start to pulsate and bump the speed as a clutch. It has like a little like pulsating clutch in it. It'll pulsate, and it will give a couple little like bursts of power towards the end. I think it gives like 2 or 3 pulsated bursts, and people like that feature because it still tightens that, but it allows you to not over tighten something to the point where it will damage the head. I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know. That was one of the features that I thought was kind of interesting. Of course, it's a gyroscopic driver. Something else that you don't, other than I think other than DeWalt, I don't know there's many other drivers that have that. I'm sure there's a few out there. Most of them have like that rocker switch. I know my Hoto has a rocker switch. The Fantic's gonna have a rocker switch on it, and they have that selectable back end. I know on the Fantic it has a selectable clicker. I don't have a Fantic workstation yet, but I do have the Hoto. And my Hoto station is this particular one, and I actually like this very much. This is my Hoto, and to know what I'm talking about with that. Photo station. Looks like a little small little baby laptop. And I'm really not trying to like unbox a Hoto station, but you get yay, and just trying to put out there, trying to give a description of what it kind of looks like. But yeah, you see, you got this, got a sheet. Well, you probably didn't see it very clearly, but in the spine, there's the driver. See that? There's the driver. This one here, you don't kick it out, but see, it's very similar to that. See, this is like this. See, it's my Hoto little battery driver, but it's not gyroscopic. And I kind of like the gyroscopic idea because I liked it with my DeWalt so well. But there's a select amount of things you can do with a gyroscopic driver to a point, but like I say, to a point. It's it bundles up, and then you got the little, so you can charge it micro USB-C. But it's about the size of a baby laptop. But it's why I liked this. It kind of has the same feel as my Hoto probably is going to be, but on a classier idea. It's a little pen driver. It's a very high grade pen driver. It's not cheap. It's kind of expensive, but it's not as expensive as it is usually. So you just have to shop around and kind of look around for things like that. But usually around the holiday time, it's usually not as expensive as it usually is. So I just you just gotta shop around. But I have a Hoto. The Fantic would be my next idea to get. Now in Fantic they've got, instead of the E1 Next workstation, they had the E2 Ultra, and I've been looking at that, and now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, they have a stronger design that's out now for the workstations. I don't think they have a workstation out for that yet. They just have a driver and the E1, like the E1 Next, that comes in a little square case. But again, I like this this Middle Miniware here. Like I said, I don't want to veer off of the subject too much about it, but I don't have a whole lot to really add because, like I said, it didn't come charged, so I apologize. Buying it with a battery in it, and it has a Type-C, some were hit or miss if they had a charge in it or not. Some of them will come with a charge, some of them may not come with a charge. I don't know. I was just kind of looking it over to see like how does it really show. But again, it's going to have that screen. It's OLED. Like I said, it is it has that gyroscopic feature that's really neat that I like with my DeWalts. But it's not got as much of the torque that the DeWalts would actually have. So like, I have the pistol DeWalt with the gyroscopic feature in it with the clutch, and then I've got the long standard one that you can get over at Home Depot and Lowe's or Ace that has it's like the one bodied version that's gyroscopic. And then the difference of that is it doesn't have a clutch in the longer one. It just has the set. I think it's got a speed 1 and 2. The pistol one has the clutch ring in it for the clutch, and they both have LEDs. This thing here has the LED on it as well. It has a ring LED, and the LED is for in low lit conditions, things like that. So it has a lot of the features that the DeWalts are going to have. No, you cannot twist it in half and make it into a gun. It's a one size uniform tool that does not have any kind of changing ability of itself and make it into something more with a hinge or a flex. It's nothing like that. It's a one body piece tool. It has a threaded collar that I was unthreading it. And at the end of the day, I don't know a lot about it other than there's a ribbon underneath that, and that ribbon cable, if you it's keyed. It's a keyed unit. So it's like, if you know anything about like RC stuff, it's kind of like not a JST, but like a sort of, it's like a Molex, like a little JST or like a Molex connector, and it's keyed into each other. And if you disconnect that or dislodge that, or you forget to put it back in there, and you crank a battery up in that, I didn't take it out all the way, so it's probably fine. But if you take that all the way apart, chances are you'll probably have a way of it breaking free. You'll have to put that back in and key that back into that socket, like a little socket piece, or that little, it keys into a little like a little outlet pin piece on the other end, and it goes, and that ribbon goes up to the screen. So if you take any of that apart and you disengage that ribbon, you will ruin that screen. And I don't know what a ribbon would be for that. I'm not sure if it separates by the screen, or if it separates towards the nose of the tool. I really don't want to find out. But I just know that when you take that apart, it's a little bit delicate of a process of putting back together, and you got to make sure you do it right. I also heard that you got to, at some point after owning it for a while and taking ownership of one of these, you need to oil it or put a mild, and I mean very mild, grease. I know a lot of them were using like super lube grease, just standard grease, nothing fancy. They're putting a little blob of it about the size of a pen point, a little bigger than a pen, a ballpoint pen's worth on the tip on the tool, and just running a little bit of grease in there so it doesn't run real loud. But again, that is totally optional. I don't know when I'm going to probably do that. If I do, I'm going to have to do some studying on this tool because I just got it. I don't know a lot about it. I thought it came, like I said, I apologize, everybody, viewers and everybody. I didn't know that this tool does not come charged. I figured it'd have a little charge in it so I could at least light it up for a second. There's no charge. So apologies, sorry, but you guys can check out the video of this tool all through YouTube. There is a bunch of reviews. I'm not the only person that has one of these that have done a review on this. It's been out for a good minute. I held off on buying one for a while. I looked at it last year. Wasn't a fan because of the price point. The price point was not for me. Come down in price a little bit, and then it came down a little bit more during just before the holidays. So we're right now in October, almost just past mid-October, so of 2025. So it's not like killer expensive anymore. It ain't cheap. I'll just put it out there now. It's not a cheap tool by any means for the size of what this is, but you got a computerized tool. It works on delicate fasteners, so anything that you're going to risk stripping or damaging, this is the kind of tool that you'll probably want to use on it. And it's probably a go-to tool for a lot of people. I know machinists. There's a lot of guys that are in machining or in robotics that will actually pick up a tool like this, and they will use it throughout the course of their day. So it's not a tool for everybody. I understand. I don't know if I even have a use for everything this tool even does. I just need it for like the fastening portion of it. I like how it slows down automatically on its own, even at whatever speed you're in. I think it's got 1 through 5 speeds. So whatever speed you're in, it will sense when it gets tight enough to a fastener to back down on that speed a little bit. Now, for every speed increase you increase on this in a number, you'll notice that the speed on that tool does not increase very much. It's the torque value or the torque limiting it has. There's no way to really tell you the torque it actually puts out, other than what's specified in manuals and what it tells you. I think it's in like Newton meters, because that's what it's going to be valued for, is Newton meter stuff. because Newton meters is very, very delicate stuff. We're talking like very, 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 very light load on things. It's not a tool that you're going to use heavy duty stuff for. If you're going to use heavy duty, you're going to go for a regular drill, a DeWalt, or something on Amazon, or another tool like it on eBay, or like I said, I've got the Hoto, the Fantic. Those are all really good choices. They got the Creative. I heard about some people using Creative, the Creation. What I don't know what it is. There's like all these different ones out there. Arrow. I think it's Aeromark. It's Aero something. I think it's Aerotech or Aerosmart, whatever. There's all these brands that are out there. You just have to pick something that you know that you can put your trust in and give it a try. That's kind of throwing it out in the wind a little bit, but I also go by reviews, just like someone passing and looking at my review. I'm being honest about it. I will probably put another review of this later on, and I'm sorry it'll probably be another video of this because I can't show you any more than here's a box. It's a shoe. It's like a little. It's not a shoe box, but it's a foam box. Let's be real. It's a foam box. It's overbuilt foam box. It's got a piece of foam lined in it. I don't know if it's going to show that in there. Let's see if I can get it up in the light so you can see. It's got a piece of little foam lining. I don't know. See the foam. The lighting here is not picking it up, but there's a foam pad in this just in case the tool gets loose. This is how I received it. So you got manual, welcome card, and I get apologies for how it came with note. And this is not to the seller's bash. It's the way it comes. They don't put a charge on it because, again, it's coming in a crate. And I know how this works. Comes in a crate overseas, probably on a barge or in a truck. It's being transported in a lot of different locations. So I understand. So I'm going to have to wait and do another video of this, and I apologize, but here's the tool one more time. You can see it for yourself. And it has this little handy little pocket here. See this little handy little pocket, little raised little edge. It has a corner missing so you can actually get the liner. It's just a foam liner. And see, foam liner. It's not really going anywhere. It's pretty substantial. I mean, if you shake it hard enough, it probably will. Got the bits. Let's talk about those bits for a minute. The bits are identical to the bits I have in my prior drills. So I've got like I said, I have a DeWalt right now, and then I've got several bits of all kinds, but I don't see a issue with them. I will tell you that I know iFixit bits are really good. I've used a few of those, and I have used I use my Hotos all the time, and they're similar to those. The iFixit are really good as well. Another company I would if you're going to venture into working on computers on a regular. And I'll tell you another. I've been watching a lot of repair videos, and I know I've been watching. What is that guy? It's I think it's called Tronic Fix, Tronics Fix. I've been watching Tronics Fix. I'll put his handle on there. Great idea to get into something like this. This is kind of the similar. This is going to be probably something that's a lot of not necessarily out of someone's league, but someone that wants to put the tool through its paces and stuff. But if you're in the market for one of these, it like I said, it's handy. It's a handy go-to in case you need it. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of the Tronics Fix. I also watch Money Talks. Yeah, he's cool. I like him too. They're both really good. I like Tronics Fix and Money Talks. Yeah, they're really good. they'll just, I know that guy from Money Talks, he'll just grab whatever he's got laying around. He'll use a pen driver, he'll use a Hoto, he'll use a Fanuc. Then a lot of times I will see him, because I know he spoke about it once on his channel, that he doesn't have a set pen driver or something, because sometimes he'll go to grab a tool and it doesn't work, or it's dead, or it's just not ready to go. And then I've noticed on a lot of his repair videos, he's just using the Hypertech or the Hypertough. And Hypertough, that's Walmart. And it's just whatever gets the job done. You don't have to have anything fancy. This is like an overkill, kind of tiny tool, but it's real nice. It's a high quality tool. It's nice. It's not the most expensive tool yet. There's other tools that are getting into that realm, but this is kind of one of those. But I got it for a decent deal. Like I said, it wasn't a real high expense, but it's not super cheap. But it's in between. It was about fair. It was a fair price. It was fair. Um, the people I've heard getting these things for like $75. I'd love to know where you got it from, because uh, I have never seen that go for maybe that much. But maybe on a Black Friday sale, or maybe on a sale going on during Cyber Monday, maybe. But there's been a few people posting that United States dollar. I forgot the guy I seen it on. He was for like, I think Australia or something. He saw these things for like $75. I'm not gonna knock anybody else's channel for that, but I would love to know where you could actually pick one of these things up for $75 and it not be something that's not been ran or opened up before when you receive it. It's actually a sealed unit, sealed item, brand new in the box, never ran, never used, or damaged when you get it. Because $75, that seems a little too good to be true. But my hat's off to anybody who can get it for at a $75 price point. My hats are off to you. But again, maybe you can. I don't know. I didn't get that lucky or that fortunate. That's why I kind of held off and waited for as long as I have. But I've never seen it go for anything south of $100. So I couldn't even get it for that. I mean, it was close, but I can't specify prices too much, because they shift and change all the time. But there was a few people making comments that I don't know if it was this year or last year. So maybe last year they were, and you gotta remember, they were sitting on probably a lot more of these at the time. Not to ramble on, it's going on a rant now, but a lot of times you'll get a tool like this, they're sitting on a lot of them and they're trying to move them in high quantity, and they might lower that price to get them out. So it's very possible. So I have that open optimism that it's very possible that it was in if it's a high quantity state of units. So possible. Won't rule it out, but it's a possibility. So I hope you guys liked it. Tool is the Es15s. It's motion control, or motion. I call it motion controlled. It's gyroscopic. I just know they don't call it that because let's just be real. It's a gyro sensing pen driver. They just can't call it that, probably because other tools have probably marketed the name. And like I said, the only other tools I have that are similar to it are going to be the DeWalt. I got the DeWalt that it rotates in half and it goes down. It rotates as it twists down. It has that fold down like that, and it turns into a 90-degree gun, or what they call pistol. And then when you twist it back up, it's a long stick. And then they've got the stationary sticks that are, you can find those at Lowe's or Home Depot if they still have them. It's the DeWalt gyroscopic drill. Ace usually has a couple of them laying around if you can get one. Your best bet at that point, if you can't find it, it's Amazon, eBay. Very, very highly recommended tool, especially in RC stuff that's larger scale than what this little tool is probably going to be able to put out. This is for delicate stuff, delicate fasteners, things like that. And then I know last year DeWalt came out with a USB Type C drill, and it's just a little larger than the ES15s, and it's narrow. A little longer than the ES15s that I just got, but it don't have the gyroscopic thing anymore. The gyroscopic feature. It's just a tool with a rotating head. You rotate it to turn it on, rotate it to turn off. Um, it has a lot of rotation click kind of things on it. So I don't know. I just knew you were buying a tool for the handy part of being able to USB charge it, and it has a when I say impregnated, it has a standalone battery that's built in it, so you're not going to be able to replace that battery simply. It's just you charge it as you need it, like a cell phone that you have to go to a phone shop and have to get them on a hard. Uh, you know how your phone have you have these new phones. You can't put the battery. You can't just slide a door off and take it off. You got to put it on a heat plate and heat it up and take the battery out and get to access that way. Well, similar, you would have to take a bunch of screws out of the tool, take it apart. You avoid your warranty at that point if it has any warranty left because you're taking it apart. You're dismantling the tool. Hopefully you can prove that you didn't take it apart if there's anything in there that proves that otherwise, but just putting that out there. And then you can get access to the battery, and then you can try to replace the battery if it's not a pain in the butt to do so. But usually when you have a battery that's a harder to get to uh, option, then you're talking about getting into things that are a royal pain, not simple, and it may or may not be able to be replaced. And then it's finding the battery, local or online. You may not be able to find it, and it's like it's a tool that you may or may not be able to find anymore. So as far as the battery, the tool, they'll fix it so you have to buy a new tool if the battery goes bad. Now, usually you'll have some kind of replacement period where you can just get another tool if that's the case. It usually runs for probably between a year or 3 years probably. I know DeWalt's usually pretty good with that. But I won't speak with them or speak for them because you got to go by what the tool says and what they tell you. But it's generally probably 1 to 3 years or 2 years, something like that, or more, depending on what their disclaimer is. But that's general, and you're going to have a proof of receipt and blah 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 and all that other stuff. But again, that was the other tool I have. I've got 2 gyroscopic DeWalt's. I've got a DeWalt that's got the USB on it from last year, from 2024, and then as of 2025, I got the ES15s, and I gave it a try. I have to keep you guys waiting until I throw a charge in it, but it's not a big deal. It's been on many a time on YouTube before, so not the end of the world. So I hope you guys liked it. Sorry it drug out to a 37-minute video, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it because I don't have a lot I can post to show more about the tool other than showing you the talk about the features instead of actually show them, because the battery in it is not charged yet. So I have heard that the battery takes a while to charge initially, but when you charge it up, it'll run a while. So I have to, like I said, I have to do some time with it. I gotta put it through a charge and kind of go from there. So I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, it's the ES15s. Go check it out if you haven't. If you like a review of that tool, there's other people that have the review of it already. Just another person who just kind of picked it up because I got a good deal on it. A fair deal. I wouldn't say it's good. I would say it's a fair deal, but it was good. Like I said, I got one off of eBay, and it was I think it was EF-us, which is F-us. Yeah, F-us. Yep. So, hope you guys liked it, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will hit the bell and do all that stuff if you want. Helps the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Please leave a comment if you liked what you've seen or got any questions, and please feel free, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. See you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Later.